Okay, so I always come back to YouTube after like 3 months, or like 3 years, or like 4 years, or like 5 years. And I'm always like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then I always make excuses why I can't. So like this last one was that I had iMovie, but it wouldn't, my phone didn't have enough storage. So I could never save these videos. And people are coming to look at my neighbor's house, and I just don't want them to hear me, but it's okay. So anyways, I always make excuses. I need to really fucking stop because I think I'm interesting, and I think I should put my shit out on here because like it's not going anywhere else, and like it's just sitting dormant in my brain. So like have me, have me. I just want to talk about shit. Like maybe you guys can tell me some shit too, cause like I'm gonna talk about the time that I went on a date with the craziest person I've ever met. So I need water before I start this. So, so back in like, it gotta be like late December, early January-ish. So like end of 2015, beginning of 2016, I was on this dating app called OkCupid, and like it got me a lot more dates than perverts, so like that was cool. But like, st- you're gonna get perverts everywhere, even if you're just on fucking Facebook or just on fucking this or just that. Like they're everywhere, so you really can't escape them. So we'll start off with that. But anyway, so this guy wasn't a pervert. Like, look, don't get me wrong, he wasn't. So this guy is messaging me, and we hit it off, and we ended up hanging out, right? And hanging out was like cool. Like we hit it off the first time, so I don't know. We the whole week he's like, I felt like really excited too. I was like, this guy's so cool. Like I've never feel like this. Like boys suck, but he's like really really cool and seems to understand like what kind of deal I got. So like anyway, so here comes the next time we hang out. So I pick him up, and he brings this water bottle in my car, and I ask for a sip, and he's like, oh, it's vodka. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. No, thank you. I'm driving. That's fine. And he's like, no, take some. And I'm like, no, thank you. And he's like, take some. And I'm like, no, thank you. I am driving, and I am underage. So I am not going to do that. I cannot have any amount of alcohol in my system, being as I am under the age of 21 in California. So, no thanks. And he's just like, nah, you'll have some later. You'll have some later. Like, I promise you'll have some later. And I'm like, but like, this is my body. This is mine. Don't I get to make my own? Apparently not. Apparently I don't make my own decisions anymore. So, yeah. So I just decided to like, brush that off. Take him to this place in San Pedro called Sunken City, and we hang out there for a while. And you know what? Like, he got more annoying and more annoying by the minute. I wanted to go do something really fucking cool, and he just wanted me to fucking drink. And he was just all over me and would not leave me alone. Like, I don't need you to be touching me the whole time I am with you. And I do not want your alcohol either, sir. You are intoxicated. You are intoxicated. And I was just like, hey, it's Friday the 13th. Why don't we go get some goddamn tattoos? Like, sounds like a cool idea, huh? And he's just like, you know, you don't need tattoos. You don't need a new one. That's not you. Like, why would you do that? Like, so anyways, that was out of the question. We weren't getting tattoos that night, apparently. We were just gonna stay at Sunken City and just, like, force Cassidy to get drunk. So, that was, like, flag number one. Number two is that, like, I was like, you know, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but here goes. I'm going to tell you what happened. So we're sitting, and he's, like, sitting there, and I'm sitting, like, on him, like, around, like, does that make sense? Like, okay, I was, like, straddling him with my, like, legs around him, and I was just, like, sitting there, and I was watching the ocean, because, like, big, comfy, muscular man to hold on to while I look at the ocean, like, come on. So he then catches me looking at him for a second, and it wasn't like anything like I have eyeballs, like where I look. Like, anyways, so he's just like, what was that? And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, you looked at me. And I'm like, thinking to myself, like, I have eyeballs. Of course I looked at you. But I was like, I don't know. I don't do this with people. So I don't know. And he's like, I don't do this with people either. And I'm like, yeah, I really hate people. It's hilarious. And he's just like, I do too. Let's commit genocide together. And I was just like, we need to go. We need to go. We need to go. We need to go. So we go. And we're like walking to my car. And let me preface this by saying that this is our third strike. And that this is a very, like, largely populated with gangs area, and also going to preface that I have a multicultural family. So we're walking in my car, and these guys walk in front of us, and he pulls me, and he's like, he's like, ha, fucking Mexicans, and I'm like, I grabbed his wrist. I almost ran to the car. We're driving, and I was like, my cousins are Mexican, and he's just. And I play some, like, angry rap on the way home, and I'm just like, hey, you know, I'm gonna take you home. And let's just remember that this guy is drunk as fuck. So he goes from being like, no, like, let's work this out, like, I really like you, blah, 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 trying to, like, touch my arm and talk to me, and then, like, I'm not responding, so he goes to being like, you're a fucking bitch, I fucking hate you, blah, 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 I have bipolar, you can't do this to me, and like, back to, I don't take medication, I'm sorry, I love you, to, I fucking hate you, to, I fucking love you, to, I fucking hate you, to, I fucking love you. It was fucking weird. And we eventually pull over, and I'm like, tomorrow when you're sober, because I don't want to talk to you right now. And he's like, still going back and forth between, like, happy and sad and angry and mad and whatever, and I don't know. And it was just so weird. And all of a sudden, he just, like, hops out the fucking car, like, hops out and just starts walking. And me being not a terrible person, I drive up beside him, and I'm like, hey, I'll be in the area for 5 minutes. If you need a ride, I am going to take you, or get in my car right now. Doesn't talk to me, won't talk to me. I drive around for a little bit, and I go home. And I looked at my phone before I left for the freeway for home, and he did not contact me, but by the time I got home, I had 50 messages from him, professing his undying love for me, and how I fucked up, and how I'm this, or how I'm that, or this or that, and I really can't recall all of it because it was so long ago. Actually, just fucking kidding. I think I have our messages. Call me. I love you. This is on it. Please don't ever leave me like you just did. I'm alone. I have to get home. Good night. I don't know why you don't love me. Goodbye. By the way, you made me cry. Not that it matters. I'm like, you need to calm down. You're going really far, really fast, and that's scary. I'm sorry. I can't walk. I'm scared. I tell him to call his mom and dad. I'm just a few streets away. I'm sitting. Please love me. Tell me now if you'll go. I don't want no in-between bullshit. If you go, just don't love me. I don't want you to stay if a burden to bear. Fuck, I can't. I'm drunk. I'm gonna sit and wait. Maybe in the morning I won't talk to you again. I don't know why you left me tonight. Tonight makes difference. IDK, I'm gonna try walking again. I made without you. Thank you. I love you. Goodbye. I hope along the lines of that, guys. Like, but that was my story. So thank you. I appreciate it.